Hi, welcome everyone. We're talking about YouTube for rookies. This is a 1 hour presentation on 9 principles on how to begin and develop your channel. There are some important things, whether you are just starting out and never been on YouTube, or you have a YouTube channel that is dormant, that has been dormant and needs to be awakened. Let me just tell you a little bit about my own personal story. I started a YouTube channel in 2012, and I posted an average of 1 video a year for 8 years. From 2012 to 2020, I posted a video once a year, and I grew my subscriptions from 0 to 135. But this year, in the middle of a pandemic, after I have a good friend, his name is Arnaldo, who's a very successful at YouTube. He was insistent. And this year, in the middle of the pandemic, I said, I'm going to just go for it. I'm going to jump all in. And I jumped all in. And for some reason, actually, there are some reasons why it just went from 135 to almost 5,000 now. And I'm just going to share with you, I'm a rookie at this. I've just been doing it seriously for 3 or 4 months. But I've learned some things along the way, and I just want you guys to avoid some of the same mistakes that I made. And I want you guys to be successful at sharing Jesus through YouTube. Before I share the 9 things, I just want to just give you a couple of stats. Number one, YouTube has become a search engine. It's the second largest search engine in the world, third most visited, behind Facebook and Google. 6 out of 10 people prefer the video platforms than in live TV. So the YouTube started, you might have heard about YouTube TV, has 1 million subscribers already. And every minute, so in the last 60 seconds that I've been talking to you, 400 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube. So 2 billion people, with a B, capital B, billion people watch YouTube. The projection is going to be 5 billion. So when somebody says, well, YouTube's too crowded, there's not space, there's bandwidth for a lot of people. I just want to dispel some myths that you might have heard, like I'm not really technologically proficient. I'm not a digital native. I learned some things along the way, but YouTube is probably one of the easiest platforms that you can use to upload content. So here's the 9 things. Here's the 9 things. I call them the 9 R's. I call them the 9 R's. I'm gonna go to my next. The first R is resolve. In order for you to do your YouTube channel, you have to resolve to do it. You have to use those 2 powerful words that are, I decided. Every single life transformation that you see, somebody that lost 100 pounds, somebody that was able to forgive somebody who hurt them deeply, somebody who started a hobby, somebody who became proficient, whatever it is, it all started with a powerful phrase. They said, I decided. It wasn't really a feeling, it was a decision, right? Because if you are birthed out of a decision, it's going to keep you going when times get tough, right? So you have to resolve to do it. It was like in August of this year, it was around my birthday, and I said, I'm just going to do it. And the moment, here's the thing, that the moment you decide to do it, you're going to have to deal with this accusing judge in your brain who is always telling you it's impossible. You can't do it. Nobody is good enough. you're not good enough to do it. Who's gonna want to listen to you? Like you don't have any experience. Like what kind of whoever put this idea in your mind was crazy. You're gonna have the first obstacle to starting a YouTube channel is you. I sometimes read in pastors' Facebook groups about how we put ourselves down. Like nobody, not even our members, do this to us. Like, why would people listen to me? I have nothing to say. It's really hard for me to do. It's like all these reasons why. It's like we sabotage ourselves. So I would just want to leave a phrase with you, uh, and this not only applies to YouTube, it applies to life. Nobody's 100% ready. I'm not talking about being reckless in life, but you do have to take some risk. So I would just say start before you're ready. The moment I decided to start my YouTube channel, that accusing judge got in my brain. It's like, you don't have any editing skills. How are you going to edit your videos? How many times are you going to upload? Don't you know that you've had this channel for 8 years and you never uploaded anything? What makes you think you're going to upload now? Who's going to want to listen to you? You're going to have a bilingual channel. What if English speaking people get upset that you post in Spanish? What if Spanish people speaking people get upset that you post in English? All these reasons why. But I had no idea how to do a thumbnail. I had no idea how to edit my videos. I had no idea about what to post. I just knew I wanted to post on relationships, on faith, and on leadership. And with that, I just started. And along the way, I posted in August over 200 videos. Along the way, I said, okay, so this doesn't work, or this was trash, or this. So I learned along the way how to create a thumbnail and how to do a nice banner and the importance of graphics and what's the best camera to use. And I got myself some lighting. The first videos that you will see, behind me, you will see the sun. It's like the sun is shining over my head. It's like the worst possible thing to do. But I started before I was ready. So I just want to encourage you guys. Like, if I can do it, anybody can do it, because I had no technological proficiency, right? So start before you're ready. Number two, the second R is refine. You have to decide what your channel is about. When I ask people, I've only been doing YouTube for like 3 or 4 months, and people say, "Sam, can you give me some counsel?" It's like, I'm just a rookie, like, but I've learned some things. Okay, so I'll tell you what I know. Can you give me some feedback about my channel? I was like, all right. I look at the channel. I have no idea what it's about. I log in. I have no idea what it's about. I click on it. I have no idea what it's about. There's no clarity. You whatever. Nobody looks for people who are experts at everything. So you have to decide, right? I see Steve Letty in the call. Is it going to be a church planting channel, right? Is this going to be letters from your grandmother? Is this going to be the 2-minute faith injection that you get for the day? Is going to be journey of a female pastor? Is this going to be, what is your channel going to be about? Because if you're going to be discovered, right, in the billions of videos that are uploaded, if you want to be discovered, you have to have a niche. You have to talk about a specific item and concentrate in that lane. You have to be able to summarize it. If you ask me, okay, Pastor Roger, what's your channel about? Say, my channel is a channel that focuses on leadership, relationships, and hope. That is my lane. I don't talk about real estate. I don't give out financial advice. I talk about leadership. I talk about hope, and I talk about relationships. That's my channel. You go to my channel, you'll see that that's what I talk about. And I do it in English and in Spanish. Elevator speech, you have to narrow it down. So how do you do that, right? How do you do your elevator speech? 4 ways. Number one, you start thinking about, okay, what am I passionate about for the next 5 years, right? Because if you're gonna start doing YouTube, you can't do like, okay, I'm gonna do this for a little while, see how it goes, see if I like it. You have to be committed to it, right? So you have to start thinking, okay, what am I passionate about now? I don't get tired to talk about it. We sabotage ourselves because we think, but just because I'm passionate about it, maybe what if nobody's passionate about it? If you're passionate about it, probably there's other people that have the same passions as you that would like to hear from you. So what are you passionate about? Number two, you started putting it in a phrase. Okay, my channel is about this. If I get caught in an elevator going 10 floors and somebody asks me what your YouTube channel is about, I need to be able to explain to them, not in a long speech, but in a short phrase, my channel is about relationships, hope, and leadership. And that's what I do. It's a bilingual channel. Elevator speech. You paraphrase it. Number three, you write it down because this is what you're going to put in your channel in the about description. This is what I do. My name is Roger Hernandez and I speak on these topics. And this is where you can follow me. And you can expect for me to post once a week or twice a week or every day, whatever it is that you're posting frequency. You make it visible and it's the first thing that you see. All right. If you want to reach everyone, you will end up reaching no one. So what is your lane? Okay. You have to refine what's your niche. This is the heading to my channel. You can see it. It's a bilingual channel, relationships, leadership, and hope. In Spanish, relaciones, liderazgo, y fe. Very clear. You can see my picture. You can see my wife's picture because we have to have some beauty in there. It's the Beauty and the Beast personified. Very clear, right? When I look at your YouTube channel, I need to be able to know what your channel is about. Rookie mistake number one, just a rando picture of like half of your lips. Like I don't want to see your lips, bro. I don't want to see the little Hitler mustache that you have. I need to see a banner. I'm gonna tell you the difference between a trash front page and a wonderful front page is about $100. With $100, you can have something that people look at and say, "Oh yeah, I know what this is about. I'm interested in this." Number three, the third R is regular. You have to publish. It does no good to anyone for your video to be in your brain. It does no good to anyone for your video to be your idea. Well, I have ideas. Some of you I know that are on here are entrepreneurs as well as pastors. Like, what's your idea? Some of your community organizers as well as pastors. Some of you are authors. Some of you have conferences. Or some of you have do other things other than pastoring. How are you going to make sure that the content that you have in your brain, that your brand is out there? It is by uploading content. And it's very easy. You don't have, I hear somebody that said, well, you need to spend 20 hours in a video. That is absolutely false. There are videos you might spend 20 hours, but not every video has to be 20 hours. I record videos. Some of my most watched videos are just me going. It's very easy. You get in front of your camera and you go to YouTube and you press a little camera and it says go live. You put a title to it. And then this morning I did it. It has almost 100 views in less than an hour. I just put the camera and I said, very simple. I took 5 minutes and I told people, if it's not in my house, I'm not going to eat it. And I talked about how I love chocolate covered almonds. Anybody? Do I get a witness? And I was not losing weight because I was eating too many of them. They were in my house, and my wife was out shopping. I said, "Can you bring me some more? We've ran out." And when she got home with all the packaging, I went to look for it, and it wasn't there. And I was like, "Where is my chocolate covered almonds?" And she said, "Roger, you're overdoing it. I made an executive decision." I don't know why wives do this. But I took it like a man. He said, I made an executive decision not to buy them. Guess what? I have not eaten any of them because human beings don't like to be inconvenienced. So if I have to inconvenience myself to get dressed, get in the car, drive to the store, go in the store with the Corona, get the almonds, pay for them, and come back home, I'm probably not going to do it. But if they're in my house, I lie to myself thinking I'm not going to eat more than 10. I'm going to eat more than 10. I don't know why I lie to myself every single time I buy them and I put them in my shelf. I say, okay, now, Roger, now. So I'm telling you this because when you're trying to post and you're trying to publish, right? You don't have to have this. In fact, this grainy videos, this non-productive production level videos are some of the greatest hits. You don't When you're publishing your videos, you don't have to have a degree in editing to post your videos, right? Now, are there some things that are going to help you? Yes, but you don't have to have a master's degree in video editing. You just have to publish. A video in your brain is helping no one. So how often do you post, right? And what are the things that you have to take into consideration as you post? You have to be passionate. These are the three keys. You have to be passionate about it. So I'm going to post about this for a long time. Number two, people are looking for it. And number three, people need it. When you have those three things, the reason people watch this video this morning is because I was passionate about that as I was saying it. Number two, people are looking for health advice. And number three, people need health advice. So the congruence of these three things help my video to be watched some more. All right. How often should you post? The bare minimum is a video a month, and that's really bad. The best thing is to have a video a week at least, and put it out on the same day. Like every Tuesday, my video about church planting is gonna come out. Every Monday, every Wednesday, every the thing about YouTube, you can see the analytics, you can see when people are online. So you can schedule your video to when people are online. So you have a better chance of getting people to see it. Imagine that. If you ask people to subscribe to your channel and people subscribe to your channel and then you leave them 6 months without posting any videos, I believe you're disrespecting them because you've asked them to subscribe to your channel and you promise some content and you're not delivering in your promise, which makes you a liar. I don't want to be a liar as a pastor. So ideal is one video a week, and it does not have to be I mean, you're content creators already. You preach. If you're a pastor, you preach. So you just take a little bit of your sermon. Maybe you take your whole sermon and you upload it. There's ways of recording your sermon as you're preaching it. Oh my goodness. So the opportunities are limitless, but you have to be regular. And this is not about just going to the bathroom. It's about posting. Number four, you have to be relevant. It's a very subjective word because, like, what is relevant? Is it to have some Nikes in the back? What is relevant? Is it to have a camo shirt? Is it to have a cool expression? Is it like, what's up, dude? I'm relevant, man. No, relevant is very subjective. You know, there are videos on YouTube that have millions of views of children opening gifts. That's what they're doing. They're opening gifts. They're opening toys. So I don't consider that to be relevant, but other people do. So it's just a matter of like what. It's completely subjective. Relevant, once again, means I'm passionate about it. People need it, and people are searching for it. Now, let me give you right now one of the most important clues that I've discovered in the last 5 months. Extremely important. People that are successful on YouTube add value to the people who watch them. Instead of saying me, 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 look at me, look at me, look at what I'm doing, it's about you, you, you. So the more stuff you give away, like you can make a little short sheet on a Bible study, or here's 5 things I just put them in a Word document and I'm gonna send them to you. If you just comment and just give me your email, I'm sending you 5 things that you can do to improve your marriage right now. People love to get stuff. So the more you give away, the more they'll trust you and the more they'll consume and share your content. The question is not how can I be more popular? When I hear that question, like how can I get more subscribers? The question underneath that is like how can I be more popular? The question is not how can I have more subscribers? The question is how can I help someone? I have a very good friend. Her name is Lily, and she has 2.5 million views in one of her videos. She has 2,000 subscribers, but she has 2.5 million views on her video. So it's not just about subscribers, right? It's a combination of subscribers and views and reach and discoverability. Key question is not how I can be popular, but how I can help somebody. If you start your YouTube journey thinking to yourself, okay, I have something that I have not to make me popular, not for people to know about me. This is so I can help somebody. I want to help mothers with their children. So I'm gonna share about my books because I want to help mothers with their children and fathers and parents. I'm gonna do this because I've had a broken marriage and I want to help people to avoid broken marriage. So I'm gonna just go in that lane. If you start out with the concept, I want to be more popular, you're going to fail. But if you start out with the concept, I want to help people to plant better churches, to have better churches, to improve their preaching, whatever it is that you're doing, you will have connection with the people because people by nature, we are egocentric, right? So I'm looking for content that is going to benefit me. I don't care about you. Let me give you an example. And he's a good friend, so he's gonna let me use it because we're rebranding. We are rebranding his whole channel, right? Um, I'm gonna show you something. I think is the next one here. Okay, no, it's gonna be in a little bit. I'm gonna show you something that is like it's a perfect example of like me versus you. All right. So relevant content is helpful truth. It has to be true, but it also has to help me. If it's just self-help with no truth in it, I mean, I can get that anywhere. But if it's just truth, but it doesn't help anybody, right? So it's not giving me some actionable steps. So whatever it is that you're doing, it has those two components: helpful truth. It has to help somebody, and it has to be true, right? We're pastors. Most of you that were watching this, we're pastors, so we have to make sure it's grounded in the Word of God and it has some actionable things that people can use right now in their life. All right, um, we're about halfway. Everybody doing all right? Yeah. Okay. Number 5, you're gonna deal with responders. People will respond to your videos, even when they don't respond. It's a response because they're responding with their silence and their apathy, right? But whenever you start getting some tractions, people will respond, and you will find the following responders. 3 types of responders to your YouTube videos. Number 1, you're going to have critics. These are people that like you as a person. They just don't like something you said, right? Don't delete those comments. YouTube does not care whether the comment is negative or positive, whether it was an up sign or a down sign. All it cares is about engagement, and you are rewarded by the amount of comments your video gets, because that is with the more comments you get and the more likes or down likes you get, the more YouTube is going to put it in the search higher. So encourage comments, even if they're critical. Now, I make a difference between critics and trolls. Trolls are inappropriate sexually. You will have them. Trolls are people that threaten your life or threaten, bodily harm, or just really it's a personal attack. Those you can delete immediately. But critics, just people that have a disagreement, leave them on. Critics, commenters are people just say amen, thank you, what a blessing, or leave longer comments. Some people, it's amazing what people leave online. It's crazy the amount of transparency. transparency that you see from people. So you have critics, commenters, and then you have trolls. Trolls I eliminate. Trolls are less than 5% of the comments. I eliminate immediately. I don't mess with them. I don't engage them. I don't try to dissuade them. I say block, delete, they're gone. Critics I leave, commenters I leave. Now, this is very key now, right? We're right at the midway point. This is very key in order to start your YouTube channel and to develop it. Respond, especially in the beginning, respond to every comment, even if it's just with a thumbs up or thank you very much, thank you for watching, that was great, thank you for your encouragement, I'm glad you liked it, I'm sorry you disagree with it, but thank you for commenting. Every comment, respond to it. First of all, it's going to mess up with the algorithm, so it's going to have you, it's going to bless you. Number two, criticism is better than crickets. I'd rather have your criticism than your silence. I'd rather have your angst than your apathy, right? So I don't mind if you criticize me. And number three, when you're doing your videos, like today, I did my video on health, and I said during the video, how many of you have a wife who makes executive decisions? Just put it in the comments. Say, I have that wife. I had that wife. So what's happening? So I have 5, 6, 7, 8 comments. This is helping my algorithm. So it gets, whenever I'm done with the video, it gets put higher in the search list. Every single video, you ask people to subscribe to your channel. Every single video, you ask people to comment. Every single video, you ask people specific. Don't say like, tell us what you think. That's really random. It's like, tell us one thing you did not like about this video. Tell us one thing you did like about this video. Make a poll. How many of you like red more than blue? How many of you like, don't have open-ended questions. Be very specific. Yes, no, specific questions. Ask for feedback in every video. All right. Number 6, you have to build rapport with the people that are going to watch your video. And how you do that? You give, give, give. I just mentioned that. Give, 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 instead of look at me, look at me, look at me. So here's the banner. The banner is when I first log into your channel, there's a banner that's big and rectangular in the top of your YouTube channel. That is the first thing I see, is what draws my attention. What is wrong with my good friend Daniel's banner? What is wrong? If it's about you versus me, what's wrong with it? Do you see the subtitle? First of all, there's no color here that grabs you. It's dark. The lettering and the font is suspect. Reflections on the things that matter to me. I'm a rando person from YouTube, and I log into your channel and I see, I'm like, what is this channel about? And I see reflections on the things that matter to me. Who cares? Who are you? Unless you're Justin Bieber. So I don't see Justin Bieber on this call, right? I don't see Beyonce on this call. Unless you are a really uber famous person, nobody cares about the things that matter to you. They don't, unless it matters to them. And then you have to make clear what that is. Like when somebody talks about relationships, yeah, I care about relationships. Yep. I care about family. I care about my kids. I care about my spouse. I care about my future spouse. I care about the fact that I just went through a divorce. So I'm interested in finding out what this is about, right? If I'm like interested in church planting, that my channel is to help church planters. It's not about my musings on church planting. Like, who cares about your musings on church planting, bro? I just want to know, how are you going to help me? How is it focused on me? So the way you build rapport with people, you give away stuff, right? You give away stuff. You You invite them to subscribe. Um, there's a lot of digital Bible studies that you can link to, from It Is Written, Faithful Today, you know, whatever it is that you can link to that. So hey, you want a free Bible study? Here it is. Here's the link. That's a free link right in my description right down there. People start getting used to you giving them content. You are adding value to their life, versus like, look at my channel, this is what I'm doing, buy my stuff, get my stuff. Like in my channel, anybody that subscribes to my channel, I give them a free book. I wrote a book, so I just send them the electronic copy. Like today, you will get, because I'm gonna post this on my YouTube channel later, and I'm gonna link some free resources for people. I just want to give away, build rapport, right? Don't be afraid of inviting people to subscribe. So I don't know, maybe people won't want to subscribe. Don't worry about it. Get that accusing judge out of your brain. Number seven is resources. There are 5 things that you need to start out. Okay, you don't need with $250. If you had $250, right, $300, you can get a good graphic line and these things that I'm going to mention right now. Very inexpensive, right? But the sky is the limit. You can go $300 to $300,000, right? The sky is the limit. But these are some basic things so your channel does not look like trash. All right. Number 1, the first thing you need is lighting. As you can see, I have lights that are shining towards me. This is called a ring light. They're very inexpensive, and you can see my whole face. I don't have like the Batman villain face where you can just see half my face. I'm not in the dark because God is a God of light. Behind me, right, you see that I have some ambient light behind there, and I have this little thing, right, that I can just go and make it. I can make it red, or I can make it depending on what I want it to do, right? So I have lights, very inexpensive. I'm telling you, under $300 you get all that stuff. Lighting, super important, right? Dark rooms, when you have your broadcasting in front of a wind, behind a window, behind you is a window, there's light in there. No, just get yourself a setup where you have light that shines in front of you and something behind you. Number 2 is audio. Very easy, portable mics, very inexpensive. I'm gonna put a couple of the stuff that I use that I bought on Amazon. You can feel free to consult with people who actually know about audio and ask them, is this a good one or this? But if you're just starting out and you have a small budget, just get you these stuff so you can learn the game. That's what I did. My first 3 months, I learned, and then I got myself a better camera, and then I got myself a better mic, and then I got myself a portable mic, right? I got myself situated, but at first I just had a basic equipment because I wanted to learn how it worked. Audio. Video, you can do 3 ways. You can use your phone. The newer version of the phone is better. You can use a flip phone. The problem with the phone is that if you don't connect a mic to the phone, you seem like you're in some type of like cavernous cave. Mics are important if you use your phone. If you have a camera, once again, you need good mic to connect to it, and if you use your computer, it's probably the least recommended because you get grainy videos. But I have a later model computer, and it works fine, especially in a cinch. The only thing that I want to tell you is that you see how I'm doing it. Like I'm not down here looking at the camera, and I'm not up here looking at the camera. Is eye level, right? I see all the time people speaking down to the camera. Please no, right? This drives you into our background. Backgrounds can be very simple. It can be paper, cloth, It's like for $29, you can get a background on Amazon, which is all blue, right? I just have to do a little backlighting to it, nature background, your office. What I have is my office because it represents me. This is a book that I wrote. This is my Jordans because I preach with Jordans. So I have them here. It's my family because it's very important to me. And, I have a lighting in the back. So you can choose this setup or you can use just a, you know, white background or blue background. What we don't want in the background is all this busyness where we have unmade beds and we have children running around and we're like in the kitchen and you can see like the living room over there with movement. We just, if at all possible, just set yourself up in a specific place in your house. So can you just sit down at the same place every time and just record from there? Some of you don't have that ability, but most people do. All right. So just from a specific place in your house that you do it. And then the last one is the graphics. Let me tell you 3 ways that your graphics are going to impact whether somebody decides to watch your videos or not. Number 1 is the banner. Number 2 is the thumbnails. Thumbnails are the first picture. When I look at your channel on a computer screen or in a phone screen, the thumbnails should give me the information of what that video is about. And when you have a good thumbnail, it's going to increase your click rate, right? So thumbnails are incredibly important because what happens if you just record a video and don't put any thumbnails, and it's very easy to add it. I'm going to make another video on how to add a thumbnail. It's just that photograph. It's called thumbnails. That's what it is in the graphic design. You put it in the edit video part in YouTube. Just put it in the beginning, and that's what people will see. If you don't do that, YouTube picks one for you. And sometimes in the beginning, I used to be like, because it grabs you when you're preaching, and when I'm preaching, I'm gesticulation. I'm going. So that's what gets caught right there. But so your graphics, your banner, your thumbnails, and your picture, right? It's the first thing that I want to see. I want to be able to identify who this is that I'm watching, right? So I would suggest, even if you have a church's YouTube, to put your picture as a pastor on the YouTube channel, because people identify more, especially younger people, with people than they do with institutions. In fact, institutions, they reject. And I hear and I see titles of YouTube channels like SDAPAT, and just that's the YouTube channel is Seventh-day Adventist Church, Puget Sound, but it's just the initials. Like if I'm a random person that I'm looking on YouTube, I don't even know what SDAPAT means. I need some clarity about what this channel is about. Let me just show you something here. The difference, and I'm using Vinny because he's a good friend and he's an awesome dude. This is his YouTube channel. Do you know what the difference between this channel and this channel is in price? You see the thumbnails, you see the banner, you see the title. The difference between this and this is $100, right? So it's not outrageous investment, but this is your front page. This is your front door, right? Front door. When you're selling a house, they tell you that the first thing that people see is your front door. If it's cracked and all messed up and all dirty, even if the inside of the house is very nice, it's going to cause the prospective buyers to think twice. It's going to give them a bad impression. Same thing with your YouTube channel. Invest in that. All right. I have a guy that I use in Colombia. If you guys want his number, just put it there. Say, hey, I'm, I get no money from it. That's just a guy that I hired. He and for $100, he'll do the banner, all the graphics for YouTube channel, and 10 thumbnails. So I was like, sign me up, and he did it for me. It just blessed my channel. Right? I'm just, if you need it, I'll leave his contact information so you can reach to him directly. A couple more, and then we're done. Number 8 is recycle. This is a little technical here, but I just want to forewarn you because I've had friends get their YouTube channels canceled because they they use music, messages, and photos that needed written permission. YouTube has an algorithm where they'll find in, like for example, in my channel, I have the ability uh, when I post a sermon, I have the ability to click on a button and YouTube will tell me if anybody else has uploaded my same sermon. And if they have, and I have an issue with it, I can make a copyright claim. And they will either shut down their channel or ask them, give them a copyright strike, or ask them to take down the sermon. As I did that, I found a couple of sermons. I just did that for a couple of sermons that were repeated in other channels 3 times. Hope Channel had it, and a church had it, and I have it. I don't care because I want my content out there. But that's what happens. The moment that you play somebody else's music without permission, put photographs, um, put messages, it's going to count against you. And read the rules because they can. And it's an extreme measure, but they can shut down your channel. So don't recycle material from somebody else. And then the last one, I think, is the most um, important one. The reason we do all of this is to help in the redemption of people. Instead of criticizing YouTube and demonizing social media, we redeem it. We don't run from it. We don't say, well, that's not for me. Um, Ministry is going where the people are. And where are the people? They are on YouTube. Right? So done over perfect. Done over perfect. It's like it's not really perfect. People are gonna reject it. Dude, have you spent 5 minutes on YouTube looking at what's there? Like, I mean, there's things that you can do to increase your production level, but if you wait for perfection to come, you're never gonna do it. And there are people in YouTube that are finding Christ right now. I've had um, uh, I did something on pornography. I've had a wife tell me that her husband stopped watching pornography because they heard the message. I've had a couple who were living together, but now they're going to get married and get baptized. I've had people return to Christ. I've had people return to church. I've had people that were church hurt, and I addressed church hurt, and they were like, "Yeah, that happened to me, but now I understand that I shouldn't equate church people with God, and I'm coming back to God. I'm coming back to church." I mean, the list of testimonies. That's the reason why I do it. When I hear criticism or somebody who does not understand it, or something against me and my preaching style, and the fact that I use a ring, whatever it is, I mean, crazy people will say all kinds of stuff. Welcome all comments. The reason I do what I do is because there are 2 billion people that might log in. That's the possibility somebody might watch. And I want to make sure that they know that Jesus saved me. I was a hangry young person, mad at the world, addicted, disrespectful towards women, um, and watching pornography. And Jesus reached me, transformed me, made me into a family man, a person who's not addicted, a person who has not watched pornography since his early 20s, a person who respects my wife, a person who loves and respects women, a person who became a good father, a person who has a job, who's steady, who's committed. I'm not perfect, but I have been transformed. And who did that was Jesus. Because I tried to change before and I could not. So I want other people to know about my story. I want other people, I want to tell his story. I want to tell my story through his story. So the reason I'm doing YouTube is because I want people to know about God. And I'm not mentioning Jesus, 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 Jesus every single video, but everything is influenced by my perspective on faith. So even if I'm talking about relationships, it's informed by my perspective on faith. So I'm trying to influence somebody. And I'll say this in closing. People say, well, I only have 135 subscribers and people have 100,000 subscribers. I must be failing. False. This is the law of the amplification. You might imagine you're a church planter, right? And you put a video about your church plant that is watched by 100 people, 100 views. Not really awesome compared to a 2.5 million views that Stephen Furtick might get. Yeah, I get 100 views, but one of those 100 views is a person who was thinking about becoming a church planter, and they saw your video, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this." That's confirmation. That's the video that I needed, and they go and plant the church and impact 100 people. So now you didn't only impact 100 people that watch your video, you impacted 100 video, 100 people plus the other 100 that were impacted by one of the people that you saw. So it's a law of amplification. Only in heaven will know. So don't get discouraged when you have a little few views and there's not a lot of engagement. There's all kinds of resources that you can use to change that. But I just wanted to make sure for you in this first presentation, these are the basics. So you can watch this over. I'm going to post it in my YouTube channel. Is Pastor Roger Hernandez, and I'm also going to have like 9 smaller videos that you can watch and put all the resources in there, because I am hoping that you can have your YouTube channel too. And if there is anything I can do, any questions I can answer, just reach out to me through social media or just call my cell. I had 3 people help me. I'm paying it forward. I'm helping other people. I'm hoping that I can influence and encourage at least 100 pastors to start their YouTube channel, because it's fantastic. It's changed my life, the way I approach it, the way I live my life, what I post, and how I interact with people. We're living in a different age. We have to use the resources for this age and go where people are right now. So thank you for watching. This has been YouTubing for rookies.